Cool. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to build this this climbing wall that I built for my little guy. He's been using it since he's been like, I don't know, 16 months old or something. Bought these on Amazon or eBay. I think I bought them on eBay. Just some simple hardware that I had lying around and some scrap pieces of wood. And so I've got a video and I'll show you how to do it.
All right, so basically all you're going to need is a 4x8 sheet of finished grade plywood. Don't use chipboard, it won't support the weight. A drill and some bits, a router or a sander, and then for the mounting bracket you're going to need a table saw, maybe a grinder, a 4x8 sheet of 3/8 grade, 3/8 inch construction grade plywood, and a 2x4x10 for your brackets. So to start off, basically, I just rounded off the edges using the router. You can use the sander for this. This is just so when the kids grab the side of the wall, it doesn't cut their hand. It's just a little bit nicer. I finished mine with polyurethane, 3 or 4 coats of polyurethane. You can paint yours, it doesn't really matter. I just like the look of this. And then I went over it with a foam brush to get the bubbles out. So basically with the hardware that they give you some T-nuts and some bolts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes that are appropriate size for the T-nuts in an 8-inch grid pattern. Sorry, an 8-inch offset grid pattern. So that means that the first row is offset from the second row by 4 inches. So it doesn't look like a perfect grid. But basically there's a hole every 8 inches. And I drilled with a 3/8 inch drill bit or whatever the appropriate size is for the T-nut that you get. Flipped it over, just got the chips off the back, and I lay it down on the 3/8 inch plywood that I have for my mounting bracket. And that's just to protect it as I'm hammering the T-nuts into the back. You don't need to do this, but I just found it made it a lot easier to hang the holds later on. Okay, for the mounting bracket, take your 2x4x10 and cut it into 3 3-foot pieces, and then you're going to put it on your table saw, and you're going to set your table saw to a 45-degree angle, and you're going to raise the blade just so it's to the top of the 2x4x10. You're going to cut a 45-degree angle off into the that bracket or that 2x4x10. Now using some hinges, these ones I've chosen here, you're going to have a 4-inch piece of 3/8 inch plywood and another piece of 3-foot plywood. And what you're going to do is you're going to offset these hinges every 16 inches so they meet your studs. Okay, if you make sure you measure your studs before you do this though, because some places have 24-inch spacing and some places have 16-inch spacing. So I've laid out where I want my brackets to be, and I'm going to screw these the hinges through the first sheet of plywood, through the holes in the hinge, and then into the second strip of plywood, the 4-inch strip on the back there. I'm going to screw them all the way through. You may want to screw them from the back and from the front just to get a little bit more strength. My screws stuck out a bit, so I just took a grinder and ripped that off. Now for the bracket, I'm going to offset it from the top at 2 inches. So this is the French hook system, and I screwed it in from the front and then again from the back. And this, you have to make sure, this is important, that you have the 45-degree angle part that you've cut out to the top. Otherwise, it's just backwards. But anyway, just make sure you do that. So again, I screwed it in from the front and from the back, and I have an upper bracket and a lower bracket. So the lower bracket, I just put down the sheet of plywood there by, a foot and a half sort of thing, just so it has the right angle. Now here's the part that's going to go onto the back of your finished plywood, your climbing wall, and it just clip just like that, and it won't come out unless you lift it up. Now I've got this really cool spot on the top of my kid's closet that he gets to climb up to, and I just screwed these right into the top there. But you are probably going to have to put it into your studs, and make sure you hit a stud. Use a 3-inch screw and right through. Now when the bracket's hung up, just hang it up on the wall like that with the French cleat on the back, and then I just put the climbing holds in like this, and they're already screwed in the back or hammered in the back, so it was dead simple. Give it a shot, and there we go.
And one of the cool things about it is that when he's, this age right now, this is actually on an angle. But then when he gets older, and I want it to be, or he wants it to be a little more challenging, all I do is I unlock it, and then I just basically lift it up. Just lift it up, and then I'll hang it on the top rung. like that. Now it's vertical, so now it's a little more challenging, a lot more challenging. And you gonna climb it, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard right now, though, isn't it?
Mama, mama, mama. Okay.
Let it go.